Hello guys, welcome back to Custom Gamer. My name is Daz, and this, as always, is the show where we talk about level design while playing cool maps. This is part 2 of Collector's Compound by Mark Allen, aka Officer B. This is part of the Planet Phillip BeginningVille mapping competition. I'll probably be covering all the other maps as well in videos over the coming week or two, so stay tuned for that. So in part 1 we just got over the first ramp area, so we're in kind of the middle part of the map now. We've just discovered a steel door blocking progress of our vehicle, so we've had to come back this way. Just refresh your memories there. As you can see, we're still fighting. Like I mentioned in part 1, it's an issue with this map, is that the combat is just absolutely constant practically. There's not enough downtime between battles. I do really like the design of this big area though. I really enjoy the kind of clean concrete look, with all these kind of various hedges and wooden walls and things like that. It's just a really clean aesthetic that I enjoy a lot. So this area is kind of interesting. In my first playthrough I hadn't actually noticed this bridge at all. I just figured we could drive our car through using that ramp I got into the base with. I didn't actually realise there's a bridge there that we could activate, so that was quite funny when I found that the first time. I spent a lot of time with my car stuck inside the walls there, just trying to find a way out. No joy. So this is kind of a neat mechanic for this map. These doors are automated. There must be a trigger placed down here that when the player walks into it, it closes these doors and opens them again when he steps out of it. So you can see here, you need speed in order to get through, which it just makes you think back to using the car to get through there. Which brings us to this area, and wow, the first time I played through this map I got stuck in this area for about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so, just trying to work out how the hell to get the car out of this little courtyard. Believe me, I tried for about 5 minutes just driving it through this door here, like trying to get it up on 2 wheels and using the gravity gun to push it through or something. Yeah, that didn't quite work. It was suddenly like a revelation hit me when I kind of realised that you could take out the pillars on the sunroof thing over here. I mean, looking at it now, it's more obvious than I thought it was when I first found it. So again, you've kind of been destroying works of art throughout the entire map until now. So I guess perhaps it just needs a little bit more explanation that you can use it in this manner, but I don't think it's too far-fetched. Certainly not as much as I originally was going to say it was. It does make more sense looking at it now. There's still an area where I did get stuck, unfortunately. There you go, we plough through here using the car. This next area is quite cool because it's kind of a completely optional kind of way station, I suppose you could call it. So you can see here, you could, if you weren't terrible like me, just drive straight through without taking practically any damage whatsoever, or you can stop and have a look around here. It's kind of similar to what Valve did in the original Half-Life 2 campaign, in the water hazard section and the Highway 17 section. There were lots of kind of optional stops, little nuggets of gameplay as you're going down the road or waterways, which I really enjoyed. I think it's always good, barely ever bad, to just give the player a choice and a little bit of optional gameplay. It's something I really try to push in my videos, is player choice, even, no matter how small it is always going to help with things like immersion into the mod, and just not feeling like you're following someone else's plan for how you should play the map. If you can kind of do things your way, even to some extent, it really helps with the feeling of enjoyment and immersion. Which is why I always talk about things like being able to approach combat from a few different ways, or just having multiple outcomes to combat, or even slightly randomized combat each time you play the map. Something I enjoy a lot. So there we go, we got a nice reward for doing that optional area. Lots of supply crates full of stuff. I spy more supply crates over there. So the author certainly gets a lot of mileage out of this large area here. It's good to see. It's not just a giant vista that you just walk past, you know, looking out a window or something. It's actually very much used as a very large, expansive play area. It's good to see. Creating these large areas that take so much time and effort. It's just a shame when the player just walks by them and, you know, it takes 10 seconds to look at and walk past what you might have spent weeks or months making. It's always good if you can be more efficient in your mapping than that. This is another area where I kind of derped it on my first playthrough. I was trying to work out how to move the Combine APC when I suddenly realised you can just drive around the side like that, which you've already done previously in the map, so I was just being extremely silly. Through the map transition. So this is the only part of the map really that doesn't really make sense to me. The whole being able to open this door up here to let the car through when you've already brought the car through a different route. This just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me, this design aspect. So you'll see here there's another locked door here that you can't take the car through. Now on my first playthrough, I am ashamed to admit that I left the car here and walked out of the windows back here. I couldn't actually get back in to get the car, and so I had to walk across the entire rest of the map. And eventually I went to the entrance to the Combine base and picked up one of those giant wooden planks there and brought it all the way back here to create a ramp to get back in there to get my car. True story. But yeah, it turns out you can just drive the car straight through the window like I've done here, which makes things a hell of a lot easier, let me tell you. Yeah, so I just think it's a real shame that you couldn't leave the car out there and open the door here and take it through. I think that's a bit of a missed opportunity that doesn't make a lot of sense. And this whole door here is basically irrelevant. Once again we've got Breen flying off in his motorhome, for want of a better word. And again that just gives us some direction as players, like we're always following Breen, so we kind of know we have to go this way. Got another security gate there. This one doesn't have a camera, so we can't just brute force our way through. I like the fact that there's different kind of security gates, and the fact that there's no camera there kind of tells you that there's no way you're getting through here without finding a device to activate it. It's just a shame that that mechanic wasn't really expanded upon. You never really opened that door. I think there's a lot of missed opportunities there for gameplay involving these doors. It would really help to break up the combat, so for instance you're fighting a load of combine here and then perhaps you're doing a puzzle in order to open that door to let your car through. As it stands right now, like I've already mentioned, the combat is just like just this giant blob of gameplay that just lasts way too long. It's not punctuated by other things like puzzles or exploration. So it might be quite hard to see it in the video here, but there's 6 combined snipers in those black windows up there, aiming at the road ahead, which is a great kind of indicator of you may want to take out those guys before you go that way. Oh, I never actually tried it in this video, but you can probably take them out with the crossbow. I did it a bit more explosive way. Yeah, think about it now. You can probably do it with the crossbow as well. Maybe even the magnum, I don't know. So here's where I thought you'd be able to open this door to let your car through if you'd left it on the other side, but there's actually no button here to do so. So again, we've got another wasted door here with no actual gameplay surrounding it, which is a shame. These sounds of rockets here making me nervous. This is kind of an interesting area. You've got this kind of close quarters combat kind of area in the centre here with lots of rebels around the outside shooting in. I think I would have preferred it, to be honest, with combine around the outside and rebels on the inside, because as it stands now, with the rebels being so accurate, they tend to end up as kind of almost like snipers all around the outside here shooting in. If it had been the other way around, you would have been able to quickly take out the more dangerous rebels in the centre using all the cover, and then pick off the combine as you went round in your car. I think it would have perhaps made things a little bit less annoying here. It makes it really difficult taking out these rebels as well, because as you're aiming at them with the sniper rifle, they can shoot you so easily and it throws your aim off. It just gets very tedious after a while. Luckily there is plenty of crossbow ammo to take them all out. I feel sorry for anyone that did this without the crossbow, put it that way. Yeah, that's bush. You may not want to do that. Put on those brakes pretty damn quickly there. I thought I was going off the edge. That rocket could be handy, so we'll punt it down there for later use. This is my Battlefield 3 sniper training coming into effect here. I think it's actually hilarious that you can snipe these guys from so far away. How dare they move? So yeah, I think the gameplay here of using a rocket to take out a sniper is great. It's just a shame that you have to do it 6 bloody times. It gets repetitive after like the first row of snipers gets taken down. I mean, there's absolutely no threat here. It's a point and click adventure at this point. These snipers just pose absolutely no threat, and there's nothing else around you to really cause you any harm, so you just kind of stand there aiming at these windows, waiting for your rocket to hit. It's not particularly compelling. It would have been quite fun to go down there and perhaps have some gameplay down there near the water or something. Would have been a fun place to explore. Some nice kind of combat opportunities down there because you've got lots of pillars, support pillars from the structures above, which could have some really fun gameplay with the combined soldiers down there. Lots of cover, pillars to hide behind. It's amazing they don't see it coming. Takes a good 5-6 seconds to get there. Yeah, so these are the those giant wooden planks I was talking about earlier on my first playthrough of this map. These are the ones I used to get back to my car. But I'm guessing the proper use for them that the mapper had in mind was bridging this gap here, which does a very good job of. I think this area, perhaps the author went a bit overboard with the bollards here to can be kind of annoying to navigate your car through. You can see here, even when you back up fully, you can't get far enough back to actually deactivate the camera. And do not ask me what happened here. Camera has anti-missile countermeasures. Go home, missile, you're drunk. So yeah, you're kind of forced to do this kind of annoying manoeuvre around the side here to actually get through the door. Or just kind of brute force it, I guess. Not really a fan of seeing Breen standing there looking at you there. Oh, I'm sorry, the art dealer. Let me get my lore correct. Because again, throughout the entire map you've always been chasing after him, and then to have him kind of standing there looking at you, it's like, well, okay, I've caught him, what now? I think he should have always been used as always been in front of the player. Combined soldiers wanting a joyride on my car. So now we've got our final bit of puzzle here. This is kind of a nice fake out by the author. You kind of figure that you're making another road jump to get up into the what can only be described as a giant vent. But he actually turns it on his head, which is quite fun. It can be interesting when you kind of play with the player's expectations like this. Yes, that didn't quite go according to plan. I really like this kind of storm drain thing down here. It reminds me a lot of those, there's a lot of pictures floating around on the internet of those Japanese storm drains. There's absolutely huge underground drains which look a lot like this. I believe there was a level in Mirror's Edge which was kind of inspired by these same drains as well. I think it's like the second or third mission. I have to replay that game, that was great. Anyway, getting off topic here, so this is the final part of the map. So again, as more parts of this mapping competition are released, I believe the storyline should carry on from here. That's of course if the author does carry on and make more maps. Hopefully he does, because it was fun overall. I think it just lacked pacing, basically. You just got very, very kind of tired of the combat after a while because it wasn't broken up well enough. And off we go, into the light. Alright guys, I'll be back hopefully pretty soon with the next map. And I'll see you next time.